Yo, what's up guys? Chase the Bro here, and welcome back to another Dark Souls 3 build video. I'm creating this video in a response to all the requests I've received for a build with the highest damage that I can possibly create. And well bros, this is my response to it. I've always loved the Dark Moonblade buff, so I really wanted to incorporate it into a one-shot build, and it worked out pretty well guys. I have yet to face an enemy that this combo has not killed. Now there are some downsides to this build. For one, you have no health because you need the red Tearstones ring to be active to create this much damage. To counteract this, I decided to equip Tears of Denial as a spell on this build, thus giving you the advantage once more. You're a one-shot build, so any combo you land on any enemy is going to kill them no matter what, while they have to land 2 hits to kill you. Even with that advantage, you definitely still have to play very carefully because most times you're fighting gank squads, so it'll be very easy for you to take 2 hits randomly. You have to play very cautiously. Try not to get into the huge skirmishes and stay on the outskirts and strike when your time is right. But wow, look at that damage guys. Literally, that's insane. This build is so overpowered. I don't even know what to say, man. As well, I also want to tell you guys that the combo is not the only way you can kill somebody. Sometimes, depending on the amount of health the enemy has, you can just kill them with 2 L1s. 2 L1s do 1100 damage. This is my favorite build. I don't even care if the risk is high playing with it. The reward is amazing. As long as you're someone who has great timing, this build is definitely for you. You just wait for your opponent to make a mistake and create an opening, and then you unleash the combo on them, and they're done. They don't even get a second chance. Like, look at that. 1557 damage. I honestly don't know the damage output capabilities of this build because everyone that I kill has around 1500 health, and it one-shots them. And this guy that I was fighting, it did 1763 damage, and it still one-shot him, so I have no idea what the limit is for it. I'll test that out one day for you guys and let you know, but as far as I know, this build has one-shot everybody. It doesn't matter if you're a host or a phantom, it kills everyone. I do want to add that this build is extremely hard to play. It took a while for me to get used to not being able to get hit twice, so if you're someone who's just beginning PvP, I definitely do not recommend this build to you. You need to get used to the way it feels to fight more than one enemy while not being hit. But once you PvP'd enough and you're comfortable with your capabilities, you can just go in invading and destroy everything. Like no chance. One hit combo, done. But I'm sure you're getting tired of seeing people just die in one shot. Well, no, who gets tired of seeing that? But either way, I'm still going to show you guys the stats now. I'm going to bring you on over. Alright guys, I'm going to show you the stat layout for this beast, and I'm going to explain everything. So the first and the most important thing you need to notice is you need 60 Faith. 60 Faith controls the spell buff, which controls your damage output of your Dark Moonblade, which you need to be extremely high for this build. The next place you need to focus your points is Dexterity. You need your Dexterity at 40 because your Carthus Curve Swords scale off Dexterity, and 40 is the soft cap. So any points past 40 is really not worth the damage output you get for it. After that, the only other really important place you need to focus your points is Attunement. You need at least 3 Attunement slots, so 18 is the perfect amount of Attunement. And the rest of the points is really up to you how you lay it out. I put my Endurance at 27 because I know I'm going to be dodging a lot, seeing as I can only get hit twice and I'm dead. So that was important to me. I'd also like to point out that the most optimal starting class for this build is the Mercenary. I currently have it as the Warrior, which sucks, but he had all the items that I needed, so I decided to just run with it. Because of that, I have 6 wasted points in strength that I do not need. But for those of you who do have the choice, yes, the Mercenary is definitely the best. Those 6 points can be allocated to your Endurance or extra Dexterity if you wanted a little bit of extra damage, but it's not really worth it. But yeah guys, that's really the stat layout. Alright guys, I'm going to move you on over to my weapons. So the first thing I want you to know is that I'm using the Sharp Sellsword Twin Blades, because the sharp ones scale better off Dexterity, which is my stat layout, and the whole build centers around the combo of the sellswords, the L1, L2, R2 combo. I have the Bloodlust in my second weapon slot because I use the weapon art to drain my health down to the 20%, so it activates the red Tearstone ring. You can use whatever you like. You can have the Avarice helm, you know, like the chest helmet. I just didn't have one on me, so I decided to just use the Bloodlust. It worked fine. You're going to need the Yorshka's Chime because it has the highest spell buff, and the spell buff controls the damage output of the Dark Moonblade, so you want the Yorshka's Chime. You're also going to need the Morion Blade in your second weapon slot on your left hand, because when you're holding it, while you've lost a huge amount of health, it ups your damage. As for the armor that you're wearing, it really doesn't matter at all, because regardless you're going to die in 2 hits. So just keep it under 70% and just fashion souls it up. Decide whatever you want to wear just based on how it looks. The rings, however, do matter. You're going to need the Pontiff's Right Eye because it boosts your attack as long as your attacking persists, which it does when you're using the Carthus Curved Swords weapon art. You're going to need the Red Tearstone ring. It's probably the most important ring in this whole build, but when your health is at 20%, it boosts your attack by 20%, which greatly helps you when you're trying to kill an enemy in 1 hit. I also have the Lingering Dragon Crest ring +2 equipped because it extends the length of Dark Moonblade, and Dark Moonblade is the source of your power as well. That's where a ton of your damage comes from. Speaking of Dark Moonblade, I use the Magic Clutch ring to buff my Dark Moonblade's damage further because it is counted as magic damage. Now normally it's not worth it, but when you have so many buffs added on top of your Dark Moonblade buff, the Magic Clutch ring is definitely worth it. Now let me explain exactly how this build works. First, take notice of the damage output of the Carthus Curved Swords, which is 355. Not too bad, but not great. So, take your Bloodlust, use the weapon art. Now you're going to want to stab yourself to get your health down to the 20% range. You'll know you're there when you glow red with the ring aura. And it takes 4 hits for this build when you're using my stats. After you've reached the 20% health range, you're going to want to drink an Ashen Estus and cast your Tears of Denial, because that's your protection and it's important. After that, Ashen Estus again, and then cast your Dark Moonblade. Once you're done that, switch to the Morion Blade and dual wield your weapon. Now check out your damage, 901. You're doing 901 with a dual wield weapon. Now 901 is amazing to me, guys, especially when you have the ability to combo an L1 into an L2 R2. But yeah, guys, this is me responding to how much damage I can do with my one build that I create. So let me know what you think of it in the comments. Like the video if you think it's worthy of a like, and subscribe for any newcomers who like my content. Yeah. As always, thanks for watching, guys. Chase the bro out.